It is official. As of today, which is the 2nd of July, Hillary Clinton has been interviewed by the FBI, according to the Associated Press. The interview happened this morning, and it was 3.5 hours or so. And we won't know for a while what actually went on in the interview. We probably might never know. Who knows? But the Associated Press reports that the interview may indicate that the investigation is coming to a close and recommendations could be coming from the FBI soon. Now, there was something interesting that has since been tweaked in their article, because the article was updated since it's an online article. Once they got more information, they updated it. In their initial version of the article, though, they said something, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit because I couldn't remember exactly how it was worded because it updated. Like I went to a different page real quick, came back, and it was updated. But it said something to the effect of, still, it's awkward for Democrats as they are merely weeks away from nominating her as their presidential nominee. And this is as interesting and as crazy as it gets. For right now. Weeks away from possibly nominating Hillary Clinton. He's just not being interviewed by the FBI. It could still take the FBI a few weeks to come to a determination, finish up their investigation. But the fact that we're still having a conversation about nominating her is ridiculous. Yes, I get it. We could not nominate her, and then it turns out that she's fine and she's not getting indicted. But then there's also a risk that we nominate her, we get into the general election, and they recommend an indictment. And we hand the country over to Trump. That's not a situation you want to be in when it comes to the general election. And I keep saying this in different videos, in many videos. I have done many videos about Hillary Clinton to be a little Trumpy in there. This thing, for people who are Hillary Clinton supporters, it's time to stop ignoring this. It's time to stop downplaying it. It's a serious matter. I mean, you can watch my last video, which was about a Washington Post article that talked about how in one of the 165 pages that the Associated Press released, she talks about trying to find out how her papers are dealt with by the State Department. And then, of course, there were emails talking about how she didn't want the personal to be accessible. We have to stop kidding ourselves that these things don't matter. We have to really start taking a look at it and figure out, is this really what we want? Is this really what we want to have to deal with when it comes to the general election? Because this is going to be a huge talking point. And with all the information, with all the knowledge that we have, even if the FBI decides not to indict her, it still looks bad. This whole thing is about whether or not Hillary Clinton knowingly tried to pervert laws and try to hide things from the State Department, from the government, from the public. And through some of these emails that she chose to not release because she deemed them personal and private, it shows that she was knowingly trying to do this. And if that's someone you want as your president, someone who smiles and tells you what you want to hear with flowery language, talking about barriers and other bullshit, not telling you what she actually wants to do, good for you. I don't want that again. We got that with Obama in 2008 when he ran. I hate to say it, but Hillary Clinton was right about Obama in a lot of ways. He gave good speeches. They were flowery. They were talking about change. They were talking about making progress. They were talking about, yes, we can. And when he gets into office, it's almost like, yeah, we can, but maybe we should start from over here and then we'll work our way maybe back more over there. And it's just like, do you really want more of that? I know for me personally, I don't want more of that. I want real change. I don't want incrementalism. Incrementalism gets us to where we're at today, and it just makes the situation worse, where someone like Trump could come up and make huge, huge waves and get a lot of support. Incrementalism is not the way to go, and I actually wrote an article about it that I didn't try to get published or anything, but this is not the time for incrementalism. This is not the time for a candidate who smiles in your face, tells you what you want to hear, but then turns right around and tries to make sure that you don't know what they truly think and what they truly believe. And if we nominate her as our candidate for president, that's exactly what we're getting. And we run a 50-50 chance of her being recommended for indictment and the country being handed over to Trump. And I don't want to take that chance. If you do, then that means you're more for Trump than I could ever be. That's the real problem here, is that these Hillary supporters, these Democratic loyalists, these surrogates of hers, these senators, these other people, these lobbyists who are backing her, who are trying to downplay this whole thing, this investigation, and how serious it is, they're more for Trump than they realize. And they want to turn around and say that Bernie supporters, if they don't vote for Hillary, they're voting for Trump. Sorry, that's not the case. You are handing this country over to Trump by taking a 50-50 chance that your candidate doesn't get recommended for indictment.